Thanks for watching Squirrel Fun. Comment below and let me know what you would like to see in future videos. Subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications whenever I upload something new. Check out some of my other videos for short trivia lessons and quick bits of knowledge so that you can learn something new every day, even with your busy schedule. Peace, love, rock and roll. Enjoy! This is the Read Aloud audiobook for the PDF instruction manual for the Black+Decker quarter sheet sander, catalog model number BDEQS300. Thank you for choosing Black+Decker. Please read before returning this product for any reason. If you have a question or experience a problem with your Black+Decker purchase, go to http://www.blackanddecker.com/instant answers. If you can't find the answer or do not have access to the internet, call 1-800-544-6986 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, to speak with an agent. Please have the catalog number available when you call. Save this manual for future reference. Key information you should know. 1. Do not push down. Let the sander do the work. 2. Extended drywall sanding is not recommended for this product. To register your new product, visit www.blackanddecker.com/new owner. Pages 2, 3, and 4 contain general safety guidelines and specific product safety warnings that are inherent to and required in all owners' manuals. If you have already read these guidelines and warnings, you can skip this part of the audio and go straight to page 5, which begins the functional description and operating instructions for this sander. There is a timestamp link in the description below this video that enables you to make that leap quickly and efficiently. Page 2. Safety Guidelines, Definitions. It is important for you to read and understand this manual. The information it contains relates to protecting your safety and preventing problems. The symbols below are used to help you recognize this information. Danger indicates an imminently hazardous situation which, if not avoided, will result in death or serious injury. Warning indicates a potentially hazardous situation which, if not avoided, could result in death or serious injury. Caution indicates a potentially hazardous situation which, if not avoided, may result in minor or moderate injury. Notice, used without the safety alert symbol, indicates potentially hazardous situation which, if not avoided, may result in property damage. General power tool safety warnings. Warning: read all safety warnings and all instructions. Failure to follow the warnings and instructions may result in electric shock, fire, and/or serious injury. Save all warnings and instructions for future reference. The term power tool in the refers to your mains-operated corded power tool or battery-operated cordless power tool. Save these instructions. 1. Work area safety. A. Keep work area clean and well lit. Cluttered or dark areas invite accidents. B. Do not operate power tools in explosive atmospheres, such as in the presence of flammable liquids, gases, or dust. Power tools create sparks, which may ignite the dust or fumes. C. Keep children and bystanders away while operating a power tool. Distractions can cause you to lose control. 2. Electrical safety. A. Power tool plugs must match the outlet. Never modify the plug in any way. Do not use any adapter plugs with earthed, grounded power tools. Unmodified plugs and matching outlets will reduce risk of electric shock. B. Avoid body contact with earthed or grounded surfaces such as pipes, radiators, ranges, and refrigerators. There is an increased risk of electric shock if your body is earthed or grounded. C. Do not expose power tools to rain or wet conditions. Water entering a power tool will increase the risk of electric shock. D. Do not abuse the cord. Never use the cord for carrying, pulling, or unplugging the power tool. Keep cord away from heat, oil, sharp edges, or moving parts. Damaged or entangled cords increase the risk of electric shock. E. When operating a power tool outdoors, use an extension cord suitable for outdoor use. Use of a cord suitable for outdoor use reduces the risk of electric shock. F. If operating a power tool in a damp location is unavoidable, use a ground fault circuit interrupter, GFCI, protected supply. Use of a GFCI reduces the risk of electric shock. 3. Personal safety. A. Stay alert. Watch what you are doing and use common sense when operating a power tool. Do not use a power tool while you are tired or under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication. A moment of inattention while operating power tools may result in serious personal injury. B. Use personal protective equipment. Always wear eye protection. Protective equipment such as dust mask, non-skid safety shoes, hard hat, or hearing protection used for appropriate conditions will reduce personal injuries. C. Prevent unintentional starting. Ensure the switch is in the off position before connecting to power source and/or battery pack, picking up or carrying the tool. Carrying power tools with your finger on the switch or energizing power tools that have the switch on invites accidents. D. Remove any adjusting key or wrench before turning the power tool on. A wrench or a key left attached to a rotating part of the power tool may result in personal injury. E. Do not overreach. Keep proper footing and balance at all times. This enables better control of the power tool in unexpected situations. F. Dress properly. Do not wear loose clothing or jewelry. Keep your hair, clothing, and gloves away from moving parts. Loose clothes, jewelry, or long hair can be caught in moving parts. G. If devices are provided for the connection of dust extraction and collection facilities, ensure these are connected and properly used. Use of dust collection can reduce dust-related hazards. 4. Power tool use and care. A. Do not force the power tool. Use the correct power tool for your application. The correct power tool will do the job better and safer at the rate for which it was designed. B. Do not use the power tool if the switch does not turn it on and off. Any power tool that cannot be controlled with the switch is dangerous and must be repaired. C. Disconnect the plug from the power source and/or the battery pack from the power tool before making any adjustments, changing accessories, or storing power tools. Such preventive safety measures reduce the risk of starting the power tool accidentally. D. Store idle power tools out of the reach of children, and do not allow persons unfamiliar with the power tool or these instructions to operate the power tool. Power tools are dangerous in the hands of untrained users. E. Maintain power tools. Check for misalignment or binding of moving parts, breakage of parts, and any other condition that may affect the power tool's operation. If damaged, have the power tool repaired before use. Many accidents are caused by poorly maintained power tools. F. Keep cutting tools sharp and clean. Properly maintained cutting tools with sharp cutting edges are less likely to bind and are easier to control. G. Use the power tool, accessories and tool bits, etc. in accordance with these instructions, taking into account the working conditions and the work to be performed. Use of the power tool for operations different from those intended could result in a hazardous situation. 5. Service. A. Have your power tool serviced by a qualified repair person using only identical replacement parts. This will ensure that the safety of the power tool is maintained. Specific safety rules. Hold tool by insulated gripping surfaces when performing an operation where the cutting tool may contact hidden wiring or its own cord. Contact with a live wire will also make exposed metal parts of the tool live and shock the operator. Warning: always use safety glasses. Everyday eyeglasses are not safety glasses. Also use face or dust mask if operation is dusty. Always wear certified safety equipment. ANSI Z87.1 eye protection. CAN CSA Z94.3. ANSI S12.6 S3.19 hearing protection. NIOSH OSHA MSHA respiratory protection. Sanding of lead-based paint is not recommended. See Sanding lead-based paint for additional information before sanding paint. Clean your tool out periodically. Extension cords. When using an extension cord, be sure to use one heavy enough to to carry the current your product will draw. An undersized cord will cause a drop in line voltage, resulting in loss of power and overheating. The following table shows the correct size to use depending on cord length and nameplate ampere rating. If in doubt, use the next heavier gauge. The smaller the gauge number, the heavier the cord. Symbols. The label on your tool may include the following symbols. The symbols and their definitions are as follows: volts, amperes, hertz, watts, minutes, alternating current, direct current, no load speed, class 1 construction, grounded, earthing terminal, safety alert symbol, class 2 construction, double insulated. Read instruction manual before use. Use proper eye protection. Use proper hearing protection. Use proper respiratory protection. Page 4. Warning. Some dust created by power sanding, sawing, grinding, drilling, and other construction activities contains chemicals known to the state of California to cause cancer, birth defects, or other reproductive harm. Some examples of these chemicals are lead from lead-based paints, crystalline silica from bricks and cement and other masonry products, and arsenic and chromium from chemically treated lumber. Your risk from exposure varies depending on how often you do this type of work. To reduce your exposure to these chemicals, work in a well-ventilated area and work with approved safety equipment, such as those dust masks that are specially designed to filter out microscopic particles. Avoid prolonged contact with dust from power sanding, sawing, grinding, drilling, and other construction activities. Wear protective clothing and wash exposed areas with soap and water. Allowing dust to get into your mouth, eyes, or lay on the skin may promote absorption of harmful chemicals. Warning. Use of this tool can generate and/or disperse dust, which may cause serious and permanent respiratory or other injury. Always use NIOSH OSHA approved respiratory protection appropriate for the dust exposure. Direct particles away from face and body. Safety warnings and instructions. Sanders. Always use proper eye and respiratory protection. Clean your tool out periodically. Caution. Wear appropriate hearing protection during use. Under some conditions and duration of use, noise from this product may contribute to hearing loss. Other important safety warnings and instructions. Sanding lead-based paint. Sanding of lead-based paints is not recommended due to the difficulty of controlling the contaminated dust. The greatest danger of lead poisoning is to children and pregnant women. Since it is difficult to identify whether or not a paint contains lead without a chemical analysis, we recommend the following precautions when sanding any paint. Personal safety. No children or pregnant women should enter the work area where the paint sanding is being done until all cleanup is completed. A dust mask or respirator should be worn by all persons entering the work area. The filter should be replaced daily or whenever the wearer has difficulty breathing. Note: only those dust masks suitable for working with lead paint dust and fumes should be used. Ordinary painting masks do not offer this protection. See your local hardware dealer for the proper NIOSH-approved mask. No eating, drinking, or smoking should be done in the work area to prevent ingesting contaminated paint particles. Workers should wash and clean up before eating, drinking, or smoking. Articles of food, drink, or smoking should not be left in the work area where dust would settle on them. Environmental safety. Paint should be removed in such a manner as to minimize the amount of dust generated. Areas where paint removal is occurring should be sealed with plastic sheeting of 4 mils thickness. Sanding should be done in a manner to reduce tracking of paint dust outside the work area. Cleaning and disposal. All surfaces in the work area should be vacuumed and thoroughly cleaned daily for the duration of the sanding project. Vacuum filter bags should be changed frequently. Plastic drop cloths should be gathered up and disposed of along with any dust chips or other removal debris. They should be placed in sealed refuse receptacles and disposed of through regular trash pickup procedures. During cleanup, children and pregnant women should be kept away from the immediate work area. All toys, washable furniture, and utensils used by children should be washed thoroughly before being used again. Motor. Your Black & Decker tool is powered by a Black & Decker built motor. Be sure your power supply agrees with nameplate marking. 120 volts AC only means your tool will operate on standard 60 Hz household power. Do not operate AC tools on DC. A rating of 120 volts AC/DC means that your tool will operate on standard 60 Hz AC or DC power. This information is printed on the nameplate. Lower voltage will cause loss of power and can result in overheating. All Black & Decker tools are factory tested. If this tool does not operate, check the power supply. Save these instructions. Page 5. Functional description. Figure A illustrates 6 labeled parts of the sander. Number 1 is the on-off paddle. Number 2 is the lock-on, lock-off slider. Number 3 is the sanding pad. Number 4 is the paper clamp. Number 5 is the dust port. And number 6 is the canister. Assembly adjustment setup. Warning: to reduce the risk of injury, turn off and unplug the tool before making any adjustments or removing or installing attachments or accessories. Attaching quarter sheet sandpaper. Warning: to avoid injury, lock the sander off during sanding disc installation. Refer to Lock Off section. Lift clamps up with your thumb. Figure B. Rotate the clamp 4 downward until the clamp is fully opened. Lay sandpaper on a flat surface and, centering the pad of the unit, press the sander down firmly onto the paper. Wrap ends of the sandpaper around ends of the sander pad and clamp them in place using the clamps. To close clamps, Rotate clamp handles back up as far as they will go and lock them in place. Stretch sandpaper as tight as possible when clamping. Note: on new tools, the sandpaper may be difficult to install because of the stiffness of the sanding pad. This condition will improve as the pad compresses over time. Punching sanding sheets. The paper punch, labeled 7, is used for punching dust extraction holes in sanding sheets without pre-punched holes. Attach a sanding sheet. Hold the tool in position directly above the paper punch. Press the tool with the sanding base down into the paper punch as shown in Figure C. Take the tool off the paper punch and check whether the holes in the sanding sheet have been fully pierced. Operating instructions. Warning: to reduce the risk of injury, let the tool work at its own pace. Do not overload. Warning: shock hazard. Under no circumstances should this product be used near water. On/off. Hold the sander as shown in Figure C and squeeze so the paddle 1. Depresses without putting pressure on the workpiece. To turn the tool off, release the paddle. Operation: grasp the sander as shown in Figure D and turn it on. Move it in long, sweeping strokes along the surface, letting it do the work. Pushing down on the tool while sanding actually slows the removal rate and produces an inferior quality finish. Check your work often. Sander is capable of removing material rapidly, especially with coarse paper. Page 6. Lock on, lock off slider. This sander is equipped with a switch that allows you to lock it on for extended use and lock off to prevent accidental actuation. Lock on. To lock the tool on, depress the paddle, labeled 1, with one hand and push the slider, labeled 2, right to the locked position with your other hand as shown in Figure E. To stop the tool, push the slider left to the unlocked position and release the paddle. Lock off. To lock the tool off, make sure the paddle, labeled 1, is not depressed and push the slider, labeled 2, right to the locked position. The paddle cannot be depressed while the switch is in locked position. To unlock the paddle, push the slider left to the unlocked position. The paddle can now be depressed. Dust collection. Warning: collected sanding dust from sanding surface coatings, polyurethane, linseed oil, etc., can self-ignite in the sander dust bag or elsewhere and cause fire. To reduce risk, empty bag frequently and strictly follow sander manual and coating manufacturer's instructions. Caution: respiratory hazard. Never operate this tool for wood sanding unless the dust canister is in place. Sanding dust exhaust may create a breathing hazard. Warning: fire hazard. When working on metal surfaces, do not use the dust canister because sparks are generated. Wear safety glasses and a dust mask. Due to the danger of fire, Do not use your sander to sand magnesium surfaces. Do not use for wet sanding. Your sander comes equipped with a cloth canister labeled 6 to collect the dust generated while sanding. To attach the canister to the sander, line up the grooves labeled 8 in the canister labeled 6 with the nubs labeled 9 on the dust port labeled 5. Ensure the longer side labeled 10 of the canister opening is on the top side of the port. Slide the canister onto the dust port and turn the canister clockwise to lock it in place, as shown in the insert of Figure F. To remove, turn the canister counterclockwise and slide the canister off. To empty the canister, remove it from the dust port and dump the sanding debris into an appropriate trash receptacle. Hints: for optimum use, do not place your hands over the ventilation slots. Do not exert too much pressure on the tool. Regularly check the condition of the sanding sheet. Replace when necessary. Always sand with the grain of the wood. When sanding new layers of paint before applying another layer, use extra fine grit. On very uneven surfaces, or when removing layers of paint, start with a coarse grit. On other surfaces, start with a medium grit. In both cases, gradually change to a fine grit for a smooth finish. Maintenance: use only mild soap and a damp cloth to clean the tool. Never let any liquid get inside the tool. Never immerse any part of the tool into a liquid. Important: to assure product safety and reliability, repairs, maintenance, and adjustment should be performed by authorized service centers or other qualified service organizations, always using identical replacement parts. Accessories. Warning: the use of any accessory not recommended for use with this tool could be hazardous. Recommended accessories for use with your tool are available from your local dealer or authorized service center. If you need assistance regarding accessories, please call 1-800-544-6986. Service information. All Black & Decker service centers are staffed with trained personnel to provide customers with efficient and reliable power tool service. Whether you need technical advice, repair, or genuine factory replacement parts, contact the Black & Decker location nearest you. To find your local service location, call 1-800-544-6986 or visit www.blackanddecker.com. Page 7. Limited 2-year home use warranty. Black & Decker US Inc. warrants this product for 2 years against any defects in material or workmanship. The defective product will be replaced or repaired at no charge in either of 2 ways. The first, which will result in exchanges only, is to return the product to the retailer from whom it was purchased, provided that the store is a participating retailer. Returns should be made within the time period of the retailer's policy for exchanges, usually 30 to 90 days after the sale. Proof of purchase may be required. Please check with the retailer for their specific return policy regarding returns that are beyond the time set for exchanges. The second option is to take or send the product prepaid to a Black & Decker owned or authorized service center for repair or replacement at our option. Proof of purchase may be required. This warranty does not apply to accessories. This warranty gives you specific legal rights, and you may have other rights which vary from state to state or province to province. Should you have any questions, contact the manager of your nearest Black & Decker service center. This product is not intended for commercial use. Free warning label replacement. If your warning labels become illegible or are missing, call 1-800-544-6986 for a free replacement. Latin America. This warranty does not apply to products sold in Latin America. For products sold in Latin America, check country-specific warranty information contained in the packaging. Call the local company or see the website for warranty information. Troubleshooting. Problem: unit will not start. Possible cause: the cord is not plugged in. And a possible solution: plug tool into a working outlet. Another possible cause: the circuit fuse is blown. The possible solution: replace the circuit fuse. If the product repeatedly causes the circuit fuse to blow, discontinue use immediately and have it serviced at a Black & Decker service center or authorized servicer. Another possible cause is that the circuit breaker is tripped. The solution would be to reset the circuit breaker. If the product repeatedly causes the circuit breaker to trip, discontinue use immediately and have it serviced at a Black & Decker service center or authorized servicer. Another possible cause is that the cord or switch is damaged. Have the cord or switch replaced at a Black & Decker service center or authorized servicer. Problem: paddle will not depress. Possible cause is that the lock-on, lock-off slider is in locked position. Possible solution: slide the lock-on, lock-off slider left to the unlocked position. A problem: dust is not being collected. The possible cause is that the sandpaper holes do not align. Possible solution is to use the sandpaper with the appropriate hole configuration. If sandpaper does not have holes, refer to Punching Sanding Sheets section. Another possible cause is that the dust canister is full. The solution would be to separate the dust canister and gently shake or tap it to empty it. For assistance with your product, visit the website www.blackanddecker.com for the location of the service center nearest you, or call the Black & Decker helpline at 1-800-544-6986. The U.S. address for Black & Decker is Black & Decker U.S. Inc., 701 East Joppa Road, Towson, Maryland, 21286, USA.